Hi, welcome to Practice with Kris. I'm Kris. To all of you new here, welcome. And to those who've been following along for a while, some of you since the very beginning, almost 2 years ago, thanks so much for being here. We started this channel because we knew how powerful even a little bit of yoga and meditation could be. And we also recognized how far a little guidance and community could go. Goodness, we're so excited by the participation and love reading your comments of how you've benefited and your desire to know more through your questions. Keep them coming. And if you'd like to receive more from us, head over to practicewithkris.com to sign up to be a part of our email practice community. Every week I share instruction and inspiration to help bring more yoga, mindfulness, and relaxation into your life. All right, let's get to the practice. Many of you have expressed how helpful the Yoga for Neck and Shoulders practice has been, which isn't very surprising considering how much our modern lives require us to round forward on our computers and our devices. Well, we're listening, and today we'll offer another short practice that you can do pretty much anywhere to relieve tightness in the neck and shoulders. So let's begin. Okay, so we're gonna start sitting in any comfortable seated posture. I'm sitting on the floor on a blanket just to give me a little bit more height, which helps me lift up through my spine. You can also choose to sit in a chair. Once you find your comfortable seat, okay, take a couple moments just to find your breath. If it's helpful, you can close down the eyes, helping to draw your senses inwards. Or you can gaze a few feet in front of you at one immovable point. Taking a couple deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Let's do that one more time at your own pace. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Now, gently bring your hands onto your shoulders, with the thumbs towards the back of the body and the fingertips towards the front of the body. Gently hug your elbows in towards the side body. And as you inhale, gently bring those elbows up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, squeeze them back and down. And a couple more times, moving with the pace of your breath. Just noticing whatever sensations are present for you. The next time the elbows come down, pause and reverse the direction. Inhaling, squeezing the elbows back, then lifting them up as you roll them forward and down. And relaxing any unnecessary tension, especially in the jaw or the face. Sometimes I get a little crunching here, totally normal, right? As long as you're not feeling any sharp pains. Again, just tune in to whatever is present for you here. One last time, just getting a little movement in the shoulders. And once you relax the shoulders down, this time, right, I'm gonna come off of my blanket just to give me more stability on the floor. But again, you can do this sitting in a chair, okay? So what you do is place your hands behind you and you'll have your fingertips so that they're facing forward, right? And your elbows might want to move out to the side, which is going to keep promoting that rounding that we spend so much time in. Instead, press down into the pointer finger, your index finger, lift up through your chest, and then gently hug those elbows back behind you as you roll the upper arms from the inside out. Okay. If you start to feel strain in the neck, right, just notice the placement of your head and experiment with bringing your head a little bit further back until that kind of tension in the neck subsides. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhaling, lengthening up through the side waist, maybe noticing more of a sensation in the front chest. Exhaling, hold the integrity in your arms as you press the fingers down, lifting up. One more full breath here. Relax the abdomen and soften the ribs towards the back body. All right. And from here, come forward again. And again, choose however you want to sit. This time I'm just going to alternate sitting in a different comfortable seated posture. I'm going to use a blanket here, right? Bringing my knees apart and then just bringing a blanket in to make this pose a little bit more sustainable, okay? But again, don't be so concerned with how you're sitting as long as you can have a nice upright spine, okay? On your next inhale, interlace your fingers, press the palms away from you as you straighten your elbows. Now gently hug your arm bones back towards your shoulder socket, right? So that you can feel the shoulder blades, right, supporting the back. On your next inhale, raise the arms all the way up as you begin to lengthen up out of the side waist. Continue to draw your sit bones down. Okay? And then again, notice if you're poking your ribs forward, just see if you can gently soften front ribs in towards the back ribs. Gently drawing the inner shoulder blades down as you lengthen the top of your head up. Taking a couple breaths here as you press the thumb side of your hand up towards the ceiling. Long and smooth breaths, however is most comfortable for you here. That might be in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or if it's comfortable, it might be in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking one more inhale. And as you exhale, release the fingers, stretch the arms out to the side and bring them behind you. Remember which pointer finger was on top. A little yoga for your brain. And then interlace the fingers. Lift up through the chest. And again, roll those upper arms back as you hug the elbows in towards one another. Continue to lift up through the chest, just like we did when the hands were on the floor. And this might be enough of a sensation for some of you. Or if you feel you can go a little deeper, you can experiment with straightening your arms. But most importantly is to keep lifting up through the chest. Again, notice where your head is in space, right? If the neck feels strained, bring the head back slightly. Gently breathing into where you feel the most sensation. And just doing your best to stay present with the breath. And staying present with whatever is alive for you here. Gently squeezing those shoulder blades in, taking one more breath here. And on your next inhale, release the arms and just give yourself a little shake. Now interlace the fingers with the opposite pointer finger on top, if you remember. And then stretch those arms straight as you gently hug the arm bones back towards the shoulder socket. Inhale, take the arms all the way up, right? So even if your arms come here, that's fine. That's just where you are today, right? So never forcing these stretches here. Instead, thinking of it as like an exploration, right? Ooh, this is where the sensation is, and I'll pause. Some days you might be able to go a little bit further, right? But letting your body kind of direct what you're doing rather than letting your mind or ego be in the driver's seat. Gently pressing the thumb side of the hand up towards the sky as you soften the tops of the shoulder blades down. Again, if the ribs are poking forward, just noticing. And if they are, exhaling, softening the ribs in towards the back body, just so you feel more kind of support through the back side. Taking one more inhale. And exhale, spread those fingers out and then bring the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers with that same pointer finger on top. Again, inhale, lift up through the chest. Roll the upper arms back as you hug those elbows in. Okay. That might be plenty. Long and smooth breaths here. And maybe experiment with straightening the arms. Wherever you are, keep hugging those shoulder blades gently in towards one another. And continue to think, lift up through the front chest, right? The muscles that we're stretching here tend to be super tight, right? And this is a big reason why our neck and shoulders get so strained, right? We need to help loosen up the front of the body. Taking one more full breath, staying for the exhalation. And as you're ready, inhale, release. This time, hug those shoulders up, back and down. One more time this direction. And then as you're ready, take it the opposite way. Squeezing the shoulder blades in, taking the shoulders up, forward and down. One more time here. Let the tongue be soft. Let the gaze be soft. All right. So from here, we're going to come back to that chest opener that we just did. Again, if you're on a chair, you can always, this time I'm going to go from the side so you can see a little bit, just a different perspective, okay? So if you're sitting on a chair, you'll just sit forward on the chair seat and bring your hands to the back of the chair seat. But if you're on the floor, you can stay where you are, okay? Place your hands about one hand distance behind you, okay? And then notice how my fingers are pointing forward, right? For more support, press into the index finger, right? This is going to energize the inner seams of the arms. And as soon as you do that, notice how you start to lift up through the chest. Right? Now roll those elbows back towards one another, right? Taking one more full breath here. Right? Relax the back of the neck. And then you can stay here for the next few breaths, or if this feels okay, inhale, press into your feet and begin to lift the chest, lift the hips, press into the big toe ball mound of your foot for more stability, and keep rolling those elbows back. You can let your head go here, but don't drop your head all the way back here, straining the neck. Taking another full breath, lifting the hips, expanding the chest, smiling. I promise it makes it easier. And then on your next inhale, release down, okay? And come back to a comfortable seat. All right. We're always meeting our body wherever it is today. So use as much or as little support as you need, okay? The struggle is real. Why would we want to continue to struggle when we're trying to release the tension, right? Support yourself. All right, when you're back into a comfortable seat, see if you can bring your head over your spine. Our head weighs more than 20 pounds, so even the slightest tilt forward creates so much strain in our neck and our shoulders, okay? So that slight adjustment of the head can make all the difference, right? From here, inhale, take your arms out to the side, like goalpost or cactus, whatever you want to imagine, okay? And then gently hug your elbows down and in towards the chest, okay? So you're going to start to feel some muscles engage in the back body. Those muscles around the shoulders tend to be weak or overstretched because of all that rounding forward, right? I just learned what's the phrase, like iHunch or iPosture from being on our devices so much, you know? So just a little bit of awareness can go a long way. When you notice that you're doing that, see if you can hug those arms down, right? Engaging the shoulder muscles. You start to feel how those muscles are working, right? And then draw the inner shoulder blades away from the ears so the back of the neck gets longer, right? So strengthening is just as much a component of stretching when it comes to healthy neck and shoulders. Taking one more full breath here. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow under your left elbow, right? And if possible, right, bring the palms to touch. But again, don't force this. So if you're like, I can't do this like this, no worries. Then just give yourself a hug. You'll get the same benefits here, right? But wherever you are, lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. This time we're going to reverse what we've been doing and spread the shoulder blades away from one another. Okay? So you're either here or you can be here. Soften your gaze. Right? And then come back to your breath if you've lost conscious contact with it. As you inhale, imagine the side waist getting longer, breathing into the space behind your heart. And as you exhale, notice what you can soften. Tops of the shoulders, relax the belly, soften through your hips. Take a couple more breaths here, doing your best to stay with whatever sensations are present for you here. Again, as long as it's not anything sharp, right? So listen to your body if you need to come out of this early. On the next inhale, release the arms and come back, right back into that goalpost, right? So again, strengthening the shoulder muscles here, right? Ha. Draw the elbows down and then cinch or hug those elbows in isometrically towards the midline. Right? You'll know that you're doing this because the upper back muscles are going to start to work. Right? Release unnecessary tension if you're like doing this with your entire face. Right? Relax your face. Okay? Taking another full breath. And then this time bring the opposite elbow, so the left elbow under the right. And again, maybe you're here. This side might be different, so maybe you're here, giving yourself a little hug, right? Wherever you are, lift up through those elbows, right? Soften the tops of the shoulders. And then breathe, inhaling into the back, right where the shoulder blades are, behind the heart. And exhaling and softening the belly in towards the spine. Couple more breaths here. And on an inhalation, release the arms, right? Maybe give yourself one more roll back and down, and then maybe one more forward. Okay? And then with the head over the spine, right? So if you're not clear, do the opposite. Bring it forward. Notice what that does to the back body, especially the neck and shoulders. Bring it back. Most of us don't spend time here, but maybe that's your tendency. And then bring it right back over the spine. You'll know that it's balanced on top of the spine because there won't be gripping or strain in the neck or shoulders. And once you're there, come back to your breath. Inhaling, get a little taller. And as you exhale, bring your chin towards your left shoulder. So I'm marrying you, so not marrying you, I'm mirroring you. And then inhale, come back through the center. And then exhale over to the other side. Inhale the chin back to the center. Without dropping your shoulders, let your chin come in towards the chest. Keeping the chest lifted. And on the next inhale, gently lift the chin up towards the ceiling within a comfortable limit. Again, keeping the chest open. And then coming back through the center. Make sure that you're comfortable where you're sitting. If the eyes are open, again, see if you can soften your gaze, half closing them at one point on the floor, or bringing the gaze inside. As you relax the breath, Just take these last few moments, gently scanning the body, especially the neck and the shoulders. Observing any changes to the body, maybe even to your breath, and to the mind. In these last couple breaths, with each exhale, just notice what you can soften and let go of. Anything that you're carrying on your shoulders. Each exhale is a reminder to let go. You're welcome to guide the palms together in front of your heart. On the next inhale, gently lift the heart. Keeping the heart lifted as you exhale, and bow the head. Acknowledging the light within you. As we remember, this is the very same light within all beings. Namaste. As you're ready, gently lift the head back on top of the spine. Relax the hands in the lap, taking your time to slowly and gently open your eyes. All right, my friends, I hope that you found a little bit more freedom in your neck and shoulders, maybe feeling a little lighter from anything that you've let go of or released that you've been carrying. Okay. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can always go check out that first gentle yoga for neck and shoulders, or you're welcome to give this one another go, right? As always, feel free to leave comments or questions below. If there's anything I can do for you, I will sure try my darndest. Until next time.